Hi, this is J.J. McKeever for Common Sense. For Christians, we're now in the season of Lent. This is the 40-day period leading to Easter, and the Lenten period culminates in Good Friday. That's the day Christians of every sect commemorate the dying of Jesus Christ on the cross. Now, why did he die? The simplest theological explanation is that he died for our sins. He went to that cross wearing the sins of everyone in the past, present, and in the future. It was the ultimate showing of love, as God had his Son sacrificed at the hands of humans. With this final step of death, humans could then have a close, intimate relationship with God. And this comes in handy since God doesn't do things like take away our human nature. We still sin, a lot, but it's no longer a wall between us and the Lord. And don't forget that Good Friday isn't the end game. 3 days later, Jesus rose from the dead and lives on today. It is through him that we have a future to look forward to when we die, and we make that transformation from this world to the everlasting one. I know my limitations. I know what I believe. I understand some of the Bible, but by no means am I a scholar. It comes down to faith. But there are two short messages I want to share here. In the Gospel of John, Pontius Pilate, the governor of Judea for the Roman Empire, he interrogates Jesus before he sends him to his death. Jesus tells Pilate that men come to him for the truth. Pilate blurts out, "What is truth?" Then he promptly turns around on his heel and walks away. We have here, I believe, the first recorded example of a politician asking an important question and then not bothering to stick around for an answer. But it is also a question we all need to ask ourselves, and we need to take the time to find an answer. I will use Christians here, but if you are of a different faith, you may be able to apply this to your circumstances. I think we get so caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, we forget that our spiritual battle and beliefs are supposed to be our guide. Too often we let circumstances and other people wear us down. We may spout out the main points of our spiritual beliefs, but we don't necessarily remember to live them. It's part of our human nature. It's hard stuff to do. The Bible is full of people in the Old and New Testament who fell by the wayside until God picks them up. There is always hope. After all, we have to do it through him. This is not something we do on our own. This leads me to my second point. The whole reason Jesus Christ came here to die for our sins traces back to Adam and Eve in the earliest part of the Bible. In Genesis, we read they are tempted to eat the fruit of the tree of knowledge by being promised that you will be like God. It is that quest of arrogance that fuels a lot of people. The atheists and doubters believe that the Bible is just a bunch of stories, that God doesn't exist and man can only rely on himself. Well, how's that working out for the world so far? And I'm not talking about the fight over religious doctrine that has led to more wars than you can count. I believe that is a case of man taking what God taught, putting their own spin on it, and perverting it. To me, this is a great example of how we can screw up a good thing. We start to insert our own arrogance into something that is supposed to be for all men, and the real reason behind it is lost. If you are a Christian, take the time to reread the biblical passages on the passion, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. If you are not Christian, give it a try. You may be moved. At the least, you may understand the basic beliefs of Christianity. You don't even need a Bible. There are plenty of internet sites devoted to that great book. At the very least, really think about your own spiritual beliefs, whatever they are. It is only going to be through the weaning of our arrogance that we have a chance to do what is right in life for ourselves and for others.